Greetings internet, that's MB.
And that's MB.
We are the Loot Troop. Special video here, Lootcast episode 1, where we're going to do a video in between our usual unboxings, where we just, talk about various releases, other things that we've done, like the Let's Play series that have started with Disney Infinity 3.0 yesterday, which is on the screen there. And it's just going to be a more relaxed environment where we're just chatting with each other and get our own thoughts and views across on various things. So keep up the interactions please, because we've had some nice comments. Videos have gone absolutely through the roof with the last two that we did. Over 200 odd views on Black Widow.
Yeah.
Over 160 views on the horrendous villain loot crate.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely brilliant, so thank you.
And this is the video that went live last night on the back of the Rocket and Groot video.
Yeah.
This is MB having a look at the new Disney Infinity game. I'll tell you my thoughts on that now anyway. I am not a fan. I don't think there's enough crossover to suggest that it should be called Disney Infinity. It should just be standalone games with the option to use things in the toy box, but they make it sound like you can use anything anywhere, so to speak, a bit like what we said Spyro the Skylanders was.
Yeah, Skylanders I think basically crosses over every single figure in any game that you want, and Disney Infinity doesn't allow for that, not for the missions anyway. Toy box you can use any character anywhere, like passes an Iron Man figure there, please. If you could drop that Iron Man figure into the toy box in 3.0, let him jump in the Millennium Falcon, fly out of it, shot a lightsaber in his hand, kind of a cool mix and mash up between,
Be great.
as Ghostbusters would say, crossing the streams. That's the Iron Man figure there. I'll show off the two Star Wars figures that I got with my pack now. I love the art style on these figures, all of them. They're absolutely brilliant, but for me, Star Wars was the big draw. I had no plans and no intention of playing this whatsoever. It's normally something I would give to my son and let him run about with, but this was Star Wars. So I've literally only played 15 minutes. So far, I kind of like it. The combat's really nice, fluid, and I'm going to look at getting more in depth with it, and I'll shot some more videos on, to show certain different game modes and run about in the toy box. And we'll probably talk about that more during our next Lootcast, and maybe branch off into a few other things from there. So for me, at the moment, I'm quite enjoyed what I've played with. I can switch off from playing a more in-depth game like The Witcher or something like that, and just run about, bash things with a lightsaber. So I'm happy just to do that at the moment. And it's not very long. I think the main game clocks in at about 6 hours.
Yeah.
So
for me, it's a no-go based on the last two. The collection of figures that have been sat in the drawer downstairs, because I bought it for my little one, who's 11, but trying to draw someone from Minecraft into this, it means that you've got to be able to use these figures wherever, and I think if you could play this game now as multiplayer and have two sort of dashing about where I had the option to drop in Star-Lord, it would be unbelievable.
yeah,
And I think
cool.
then it would be a bit more Infinity, but because of the restrictions that they've got in place, it's not really my type of thing, but MB will keep you posted on all things Disney Infinity.
Yeah,
so
watch out for more videos on there, especially along the Star Wars lines. They brought out an Inside Out pack. I don't think I'll go into that, but you never know. Might buy it, might not. Depends on if it comes down in price and it goes to a really low price, because bearing in mind you're paying for the two figures and the game disc, so it's roughly about £25. It'd have to drop a substantial amount for me to get it.
yeah. But do you want us to look at games? MB's a lot more into this type of thing, platform, like bog standard normal game, whereas we're more towards the likes of Pro Evo, FIFA, NBA. We've got the limited edition Michael Jordan NBA game pre-ordered, so that we get that a week early. Would you like to see that getting unboxed and a bit of gameplay from that? Just leave some comments. It's something we could do, and really what we're doing here with these videos is we're sort of filling in gaps for our mainstay, which is the loot crate and the figures.
Yeah.
Because we can't sort of say as and when things are going to turn up anymore, because things get pushed back, pulled forward, and we end up getting 2 in a month and then nothing for 2 months, and the only things that sort of trickle through on time are the loot crates.
Yeah, so to do this, you know, it's an experiment to see how it goes, and if it picks up and gains some traction, if we can get a few decent amount of views on it and some nice comments, and you know, we'll carry on with them. I mean, I'm going to be playing the game anyway, so recording it is not really that much of a waste of time, and just putting some voiceover on it.
Yeah.
So you know, it's something nice and new to get stuck in. We've not been doing this long, so I'm quite excited to do a few more and waffle on and talk absolute rubbish.
Yeah. So to wrap up, have a look at the Disney Infinity video. It does cut off abruptly, but that's down to the PlayStation. It's not down to us.
Yeah, for whatever reason I had 15 minutes of footage recorded and it only transferred over 13 minutes. So my little outro, it didn't come on, but fortunately there's not much I can do about that now.
Yeah. So what we're going to do moving forward now is we're going to talk a bit about the news that affects what we do like, which is the Marvel Hot Toy figures and the loot crate themes, up and coming loot crates, up and coming figures that have been announced, whether we're going to look at getting them or not getting them. Also other things that surround what we collect or unboxing, and whether they interest us, so to speak. So there'll be a lot of news on that. Obviously, you know, by what we spoke about, the amount of crates that are out there, and we'll be keeping an eye on things that are going on in that side of the things. And
Yeah, I'm not subscribing to crates, so that give us more of them bloody Venom cups. No chance. And I'm not getting any more of them.
Yeah, you can put your plants in that.
I wouldn't
Keep
even.
the hedgehogs
I
off your
wouldn't
garden.
even put a plant in it.
Yeah, it was terrible. Absolutely shocking. But yeah, we're going to flick over and go through the next lot of news, so bear with us while we fetch that out. And it is this guy. So recently announced through Hot Toys and then up for pre-order through where I get my figures from, Sideshow Collectibles, is the Winter Soldier Nick Fury figure. It's on the screen. We will drop a still in of the figure so you can have a look at it. It's another one where I don't think it'll come with many accessories. Sort of Black Widow, Gamora / thing. Have you seen the conversation we had on the last video?
Yeah, it's gonna look better as part of the collection. Although that head sculpt looks really nice.
Yeah, it's a totally new head sculpt with the lift up eye patch that shows the damaged retina that he uses for the scan in the movie. It also has the option, as you can see on that one there, to have the arm in a sling, as he does in the movie. But the big thing about this is, for love nor money, you can't get Nick Fury from the Avengers unless you're willing to pay a really big dollar. So it sort of completes the collection I'm trying to build. So for me, it's a must buy. We have got a few more stills that I'll go through as MB starts talking on what he thinks of the figure. But judging by the look of the coat, it looks like it's wired, like Star-Lord's, which I think's just a lot better. You can sort of sculpt it so it looks as though it's a bit more active.
Yeah, it's always a nice effect when you can do things like that with the clothing and, you know, distribute them as you will. I mean, look at that. That looks quite good, that. Like MB said, it's probably not going to come with very many accessories, but looking at that, it's going to have some detail in that clothing.
I think it's as is. I think it's going to be as is with maybe a pistol. So it goes with Maria Hill, it goes with the, you can drop in the Black Widow now, and you know, it just sort of opens up the collection, but also concludes it.
Yeah.
Because I can't see many more. I've got my eyes on Falcon, if I'm being honest, after watching the latest Ant-Man movie. But again, as soon as Ant-Man came out, Falcon sold out, so...
I mean, the thing for me is, if you're going to completely rip these figures apart for not having many accessories, and you're losing your point of buying a figure.
Yeah.
You're buying it for the enjoyment of the quality. Now, you know, yeah, as you saw in the last video, I wasn't quite taken with the Black Widow, you know, head sculpt, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good figure, because it is a good figure and it's got, you know, good quality equipment and stuff in there, like, you know, all the clothing detail and everything's fantastic, but and people worked on that. That's all hand sewn and everything, you know. You've seen the production lists that we've showed off on the back of some of the boxes, and the amount of people that work on them. I think the biggest one was Rocket and Groot. There was a ton of people that worked on them, more so on Rocket for whatever crazy reason. But you details, I mean, look, you can see daft little clips on that in his arm sling and everything there.
Yeah.
I mean, not many distributors and, you know, toy manufacturers go to that type of detail.
That's why I thought your 4.5 Mama Fratelli's out of 10 was ludicrously low for a Hot Toys figure, just based on you could take the head off.
I was just completely put off by that head sculpt and the way the hair is. Oh, it doesn't have any friends.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm because I wanted this figure from day one. It's just a must buy. So
yeah, it looks like a nice figure. You can see him, kind of see him now with his dodgy eye.
Yeah. So we will drop these in at some point in the video, so you get a better look of what's being released, and it is literally a prototype. So let's hope that there's not much change, because it looks pretty special.
Yeah, I think it looks like a nice figure, and you know, it's going to go with the collection, so it won't look out of place.
So sticking with the figures range, while I've been looking at the new releases, there's a stockist and maker of figures called Enterbay that does a lot of NBA figures. Recently I've got a basketball in the NBA, and they've sort of teased their next figure. These guys have done the likes of Jordan, Blake Griffin I think is coming out, Derrick Rose. I think there's about four Michael Jordans, and they do look really good.
There's only one Michael Jordan.
Oh, there is, but they've done about 4 because it makes big spandoolies.
Dollar.
So the next tease that they put out, which drew my attention, was this, and this was to explain who was going to be the next guy that they released as a figure, and it is of course last year's MVP Steph Curry. So straight away now I'm trying to find a decent UK stockist for this, because I'd like to just sway a bit and have someone to stand next to John Matrix.
So I'm guessing you can't get this through Sideshow Collectibles like you do the others.
I've not seen none of these on Sideshow. If you guys know UK stockists for this, I've put it on the forum I'm on, then hit us up in the comments, because it would be really appreciated. Also, if you do collect the Enterbay figures, what do you think of them? Are they any good? Are they a bit of a letdown? I know the joints on the arms look a bit funny, but when you've got the shoulder guard or the knee pads, you don't sort of see that. And I couldn't see how they could get away with having it like sort of Barbie-esque, you know, so I just think it would sort of look not real, so I can understand why they've got them sort of joints in there. But I'm really keen to have a look at getting one of these. I mean, looking at the work that's gone into the kit, it looks really nailed on. Obviously the head sculpt will still be under work, but it's definitely something that I'd like to have a look at and get something and see whether it's worth pursuing. But like I say, it's sort of like just pick, mix and match type of thing. Outside of Matrix, that turned in my head, the Marty McFly figure from Back to the Future sort of had me and ahhing, but then they released that they were going to make the one from Back to the Future 2 with the hoverboard and stuff, so it's kind of hold off. Maybe get that.
See, I'll be very interested to see what comes out this Friday with Force Friday, where they're doing live YouTube videos of all the new Force Awakens figures, and I dare say there's going to be some Hot Toys in there.
Yeah, well they have got the rights to the new film, haven't they? It's the same with the, I think MB's going to go slightly hair-tearing once Batman versus Superman Hot Toys get
it-
announced
you,
and stuff.
you can go both ways. It's either going to be Star Wars, which ticks it, which completely clicks, and the figures that they've shown so far are absolutely fantastic. But I've missed that many of the pre-orders, and it's getting to silly season with Christmas and games and everything that I just, I can't really bring myself to put down some money towards pre-orders. But something's going to tip the scale one way or the other, and it's either going to be Batman versus Superman or it's going to be Star Wars.
Yeah.
Those figures look quite nice.
So that's a figure. That's the figures there. Whether you can see this on the video, that's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James playing for the Miami Heat, and they do look really good. So I mean, even to the thing where I'm sure we've got the rights for the trainers. They've already said that Steph Curry will be coming with these Under Armour MVP trainers, which is unbelievable because
That's
like
nuts.
Hot Toys don't have that, you know what I mean? So I'm keen to try and source the stockers for these.
I think the thing with them is, what you mentioned about the joints is, just looking at that there, they look like they're very, very posable.
Yeah,
So you could get them in some crazy positions.
yeah. So we'll move swiftly on. That's the interest on the figure side, so to speak. The next thing coming up is more so your side of things.
Yeah, Loot Crate. September's theme is Summon, which, from the little description that they've put out of it, is going to be, I think you get an exclusive item from the TV show Supernatural. So what collectible that's going to be, I don't know, because I can honestly hold my hands up and say I've never watched Supernatural. Don't know what it's about or anything, but I'm guessing the name Supernatural ties in with that theme of someone somehow, so demons, monsters.
Yeah.
Also, what they have mentioned, a collectible in there from Blizzard. I'm really interested to see what that is.
I'll tell you what's just stuck out for me here. It's Homer Simpson.
Is it?
That has got to be Homer Simpson.
What do you think?
That looks to me like Homer Simpson. I swear to God. Do you not think?
Kind of. In fact, yeah, it
It
is.
just
Look
looks
at his
like
eyes.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah, that's Homer, that.
I don't know who this guy is, and I've never watched Supernatural, so it could be something from that. This is sort of a Blizzardy type of thing. I don't know about that, but I am absolutely putting my small wages on that being Homer Simpson.
Yeah, and one thing you can always put on the loot crates is they'll send out various emails or put out various messages where they might have an image of something in. So like last month I think I got 2 emails, and each email had Walter White in it for the villains crate.
Yeah,
Just
you
a
end up getting,
like caricature of him, and then we ended up getting the Los Pollos Semanas apron.
yeah,
So you can guarantee that something like that, there might be something from Simpsons, maybe
That
it's a
looks
Tree
like
House of
Homer
Horror
Simpson.
type thing. It does now, yeah, when you look at the eyes. We'll shot this picture again in with the video so people can have a bit of a closer look, but yeah, that does look, it does look very suspect, and there's just a little blurb there that they'll put out. Time to manifest some hard-hitting companions and get ready to summon September's loot. Join as we celebrate all the monsters you can fit in your pocket and the ones you need some crazy circle-drawn skills to bring to the mortal realm. This month's crate features an exclusive Supernatural collectible, plus awesome items from Blizzard and more. So, yeah, it's a nice little break on, a different theme from what we've had, as they do. They change them every month. The last 2 months have linked in, but the Heroes crate far, far superior to the Villains crate in my eyes, although looking at the Loot Crate Twitter account and that, people really liked it. I didn't. I thought the cup was awful, the Joker figure was awful, but you know that from watching our video where it was a bit, we were laughing mainly because we were so excited when we first saw that box. That Marvel box was, it leads you to think things straight away of what's in there, and when you open it up and you pull out that bloody awful mug.
It's the thought, like you
Yeah.
said. You get the 1966 Batman in there. Just drop a 1966 Joker, Catwoman, Robin. Well, you can't have Robin, although he's a villain in our eyes, but stick something in there from the 1966 Batman and show that there's actual thought going into these loot crates.
What I will say is, the more I look at that little wooden Joker figure, the more it's kind of stylish. Now, yeah, originally it was a hell of a big letdown, but it's a stylish little collectible, that, and I've seen pictures where people have got them with the Batman and the Superman ones, and it looks good. It doesn't look out of place. So
Have they give away the Batman ones?
they haven't given them away, no, but they have. You know, they are there from DC to order direct, as is now this. I think this Joker one's available, or they're giving it in. You know, they're giving links out to the loot crates to try and get them. But you know, it doesn't look out of place. But compared to that good little cartoony 1966 Batman figure, it was a letdown to begin with.
Yeah.
Must admit.
Yeah. It was a bit. I don't know. When you get, plus you had the San Diego Comic Con one, which is always
Yeah, the
kinda
Comic Con
fresh,
one
isn't
was
it?
brilliant. It's been PAX this weekend, and I know they've had crates there. I was hoping there'd be some mails out about special crates left over from that, but it doesn't look like there has been any. I've not noticed any mails about it anywhere, or Twitter things,
Yeah.
like Twitter messages put out, but it's one of them things. If people are into the crates, then they're going to sell. I think San Diego Comic Con, they made that many that they just had a couple of hundred left over
Yeah.
to sell individually.
Yeah. So what do you think of upcoming releases that we've put there, or is there any that you think should come to our attention? I have looked at the NECA stuff. I can't say I'm a big fan. I did have a couple of Predator NECA figures that didn't really
No, I
sway
think
to me.
NECA figures, especially, I think if you look at them on their own, they don't look too bad. But if you put them next to one of them Hot Toys figures, they look like 1980s terrible
Yeah.
Action Man figures.
They don't look hand painted or sort of, I don't know.
No, they
worked
don't.
on.
I don't think they look very good at all. But that's purely when I compare them to the Hot Toys. When I look at them individually, I think, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. But when you see one likeness of, say, you know, an Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, Terminator, on a NECA figure, and then you see it on a Hot Toys figure, you know, the Hot Toys figures, you know, miles better.
And we will have Arnie. Arnie is on his way.
Yeah,
He's due to drop
Matrix
on
is coming.
Thursday. So finally, something's gone on in the world of Arnie, because for the first time ever, he isn't shipping from Sideshow, he's shipping direct from Hong Kong. And I know there's been problems with ports over in the US and stuff, but I don't think that they really do like putting things back. So they've shipped it straight from Hong Kong, so he's due to land at some point on Thursday. So we should have a video up late weekend, early into next week with the Matrix reveal, which MB showed me a picture of just some of the accessories you get with him, which doesn't make it, but it makes it because it is actually the stuff from the movie.
Yeah, and let's just say he comes out guns blazing. There's accessories all over on him.
Yeah.
I don't quite know where you could have put them all, but there's lots.
I don't tend to look at the comments of the ones that we've got, because I like to give like a sort of open discussion on it, but with this one it's because it's been in and out of getting moved backwards and forwards. I've sort of had a peek on what was getting said, and a lot of people have put comments on about the head sculpt not being quite right. Now, from the pictures I've seen, I don't get it, but again, we'll discuss that the sort of Marvel blinkers are off with Matrix, because he doesn't form part of a collection, so he did, you know, where these guys, them guys sort of make it better just by being stood there. He's going to literally be by himself on a sort of mismatched shelf. So it will be an open and honest review. It won't be like Marvel blinkered, collection blinkered. But from what I've seen, I don't get the comments that have been posted. But again, until it's in front of you, you don't know, do you? So have you got him? What do you think? because by God I've waited a while to get this guy.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good unboxing that. I'm excited to open that. So, what do you think? Comment below, please. Like, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Big thing at the minute is we need more subscribers. We would love to get subscribers to go through the roof. The videos are hitting it. They're starting to gain traction in the numbers. Hopefully doing, more frequent videos will help that.
Massive thanks to the guys up there right from dot one. I think we had 5 or 10 that still commented.
Yeah.
And through Instagram, that everything we put up, it's a like and straight over for a view. It really means a lot because it's not important as far as I'm concerned about what we get view and subscribe wise, but it's good that people have the same interest. So
Yeah.
just let us know what you think. Like, is this a good idea? Do you want to see more of this? Do you think it's no good? Should we just base it on the figures in the loot crate? Do you want to see more of the games? Just hit us up, let us know.
Yeah. More games, especially tied in with figures, because Lego Dimensions is coming soon, and that's on my radar. Because you get Ghostbusters and Back to the Future, and Lego games are pretty good anyway.
80s child all over. Like 80s child face straight
Yeah.
on there like that.
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah. So, hit us up, Twitter, at The Loot Troop, Instagram, The Loot Troop. You can email us at loottroopers@gmail.com. Share your thoughts with us below in the comments. Reach out to us on social media.
Yeah.
And please tell your friends about us.
Thanks for watching.
That's MB.
Thanks for the support. And that's MB.
We are The Loot Troop. See you soon.